When was the last time you felt genuinely happy? Not the kind of happy where you're scrolling through your phone and something makes you laugh for 2 seconds. I mean deeply, truly happy. The kind of happiness where you feel it in your chest, where everything feels right, where you're not worried about tomorrow and you're not regretting yesterday. If you're struggling to remember that feeling, you're not alone. Millions of people wake up every single day feeling like something is missing, like they're running on a treadmill that never stops, chasing something they can't even name. But here's what's going to change everything for you today. What if I told you that the answers to real, lasting happiness have been sitting right in front of us for over 2,000 years, not locked behind some expensive self-help course, not hidden in some guru's secret teachings that you have to pay thousands of dollars to access? These answers have been freely available in the ancient wisdom of Buddhism, quietly waiting for anyone willing to listen. And today, I'm going to share 7 powerful secrets from Buddhist philosophy that can completely transform how you experience your life. These aren't complicated theories or abstract ideas. These are simple, practical truths that you can start using today, right now, the moment this video ends. And I need to warn you about something. The last secret we're going to talk about is the one that most people get completely wrong. And it might be the single biggest reason you've been struggling to find real happiness. So please stay with me all the way through, because that one insight alone could change everything for you. Now, before we dive in, if you're someone who's been searching for more peace and meaning in your life, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button right now and subscribe to this channel. We share wisdom like this regularly, and I promise you, sticking around is going to be worth it. Now let's get into this. Here's something most people don't realize. Happiness isn't something you find out there in the world. It's not in the next promotion, the next relationship, the next vacation, or the next purchase. Happiness is something you build from the inside out, brick by brick, day by day. And the very first brick in that foundation is something so simple that most people overlook it completely: gratitude. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You've heard this before, right? Be grateful, count your blessings, all of that. But here's the thing. There's a massive difference between knowing about gratitude and actually practicing it in a way that rewires how your brain works. Buddhism has taught for centuries that the mind is everything. What you think, you become. And gratitude is the fastest way to shift what your mind focuses on. Think about it like this. Right now, your brain is like a spotlight. Whatever it shines on becomes your reality. If that spotlight is constantly pointed at everything that's wrong, everything you don't have, every way life has disappointed you, then guess what? That becomes your entire world. But when you deliberately, consciously shift that spotlight toward what's already good in your life, something magical happens. You start to realize that you've been surrounded by blessings this whole time. You just couldn't see them because you were looking in the wrong direction. And this isn't just spiritual talk. Neuroscience actually backs this up. When you practice gratitude consistently, your brain literally starts producing more serotonin and dopamine, the same chemicals that antidepressants target. You're essentially rewiring your own brain chemistry just by paying attention to what's good. Here's a simple practice that can change your life if you actually do it. Every single night before you go to sleep, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe it's the way the sunlight came through your window this morning. Maybe it's a conversation you had with a friend that made you smile. Maybe it's just the fact that you had a warm meal today. The size of the blessing doesn't matter. What matters is that you're training your mind to hunt for the good instead of constantly scanning for threats and problems. Over time, and I'm talking about just a few weeks of doing this consistently, you'll notice something strange happening. You'll start feeling happier for no apparent reason. Little moments that you used to rush past will suddenly feel meaningful. Your stress won't disappear completely, but it won't consume you the way it used to. That's the power of gratitude. It doesn't change your circumstances, it changes you. Now here's the second truth that Buddhism has been teaching for ages, and it's one that our modern world has almost completely forgotten. Your relationships are the single greatest predictor of your happiness. Not your income, not your job title, not the car you drive or the house you live in. It's the quality of your connections with other human beings. We live in a time where we have more ways to communicate than ever before in human history. We can text, call, video chat, send messages across the entire planet in seconds. And yet, loneliness is at an all-time high. People have thousands of followers online, but nobody to call when they're having a bad day. We've traded depth for width, and it's making us miserable. Buddhism teaches that we are all deeply interconnected. Every person who crosses your path is there for a reason, and the love, kindness, and care you invest in your relationships comes back to you multiplied. But here's the key, and this is what most people miss. Being in a relationship isn't enough. You have to be present in your relationships. That means when someone is talking to you, you actually listen, not half listening while checking your phone. Really listening, hearing not just their words, but the feelings behind them. It means showing up for people, not just when it's convenient, but when it matters. It means being brave enough to have honest conversations, to forgive when it's hard, and to let people know they matter to you before it's too late. Think about someone in your life right now who you've been meaning to reach out to. Maybe it's a friend you haven't talked to in months. Maybe it's a family member you've been distant from. What if you sent them a message today, not tomorrow, not next week, today? That single small act of connection could mean more to them than you'll ever know, and it will fill your own heart in ways you didn't expect. The third secret is one that Buddhism considers absolutely central to a peaceful, happy life, and it's the practice of living in the present moment. This sounds so simple, but it might be the hardest thing a human being can do. Our minds are constantly time-traveling. We spend half our time replaying conversations from last week, cringing at mistakes from years ago, worrying about things that haven't happened yet, and planning for a future that might never arrive the way we imagine it. Meanwhile, real life, the only life we actually have, is happening right now in this moment, and we're missing it. Buddhism calls this mindfulness, and it's not some mystical, supernatural practice. It's just the act of being fully where you are, doing what you're doing, without your mind running off to somewhere else. When you eat, taste your food. When you walk, feel your feet touching the ground. When you're with someone you love, actually be with them, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Here's something powerful you can try. The next time you notice yourself spiraling into worry or regret, just pause. Take one slow, deep breath. Feel the air entering your lungs. Feel it leaving. Notice the sounds around you. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. In that moment, you're not in the past and you're not in the future. You're right here. And right here is the only place where peace actually exists. You don't need to meditate for hours to experience this. Even 5 minutes a day of sitting quietly, breathing, and just noticing what's happening around you can create a sense of calm that follows you through the rest of your day. And over time, this practice gets easier. Your mind learns to settle, the noise gets quieter, and you start to experience life with a richness and depth that you never knew was possible. The fourth truth that Buddhism offers us is something that goes against almost everything modern society teaches. Stop chasing perfection and start living with purpose. We live in a culture that constantly tells us we're not enough, not smart enough, not attractive enough, not successful enough, not productive enough. Social media shows us highlight reels of other people's lives and tricks us into thinking everyone else has it figured out while we're falling behind. But perfection is a trap. It's a finish line that keeps moving every time you get close. No matter how much you achieve, it's never enough. You get the promotion and immediately start worrying about the next one. You reach a goal and instead of celebrating, you set another one without even pausing to breathe. Buddhism teaches something radically different. It says, stop trying to be perfect and start asking yourself, what actually matters to you? What brings you alive? What makes your heart feel full? What would you do even if nobody was watching and nobody was going to applaud you for it? That's your purpose, and purpose doesn't have to be some grand world-changing mission. Your purpose might be as simple as being the most loving parent you can be, or creating art that makes people feel something, or helping one person every day feel a little less alone. Purpose is about alignment, making sure your daily actions match your deepest values. When you shift from chasing perfection to pursuing purpose, something incredible happens. The pressure lifts. You stop comparing yourself to others because you realize you're on your own unique path. Mistakes stop being failures and start becoming lessons, and you find a kind of satisfaction that no amount of external success could ever provide. The fifth teaching is about something that most of us spend our entire lives resisting, and that's change. Everything in life is constantly changing. Your body is changing. Your relationships are evolving. The world around you is shifting in ways you can't predict or control. And most of us find this terrifying. We want things to stay the same. We want guarantees. We want to know that the people we love will always be there, that our health will hold, that our plans will work out. But Buddhism teaches that impermanence isn't something to fear. It's actually the source of life's beauty. Think about it. A sunset is breathtaking precisely because it doesn't last. A child's laughter is precious because childhood is fleeting. If everything lasted forever, nothing would feel special. When you stop fighting against change and start flowing with it, you free yourself from an enormous amount of suffering. Instead of clinging to how things were or worrying about how they'll be, you learn to appreciate what is. You develop resilience. You discover that you're stronger than you thought, that you can handle more than you imagined, and that sometimes the changes you feared the most end up leading you exactly where you needed to go. Think about a time in your life when something changed and you thought it was the worst thing that could happen. Maybe you lost a job, ended a relationship, or had to start over in some way. Looking back now, can you see how that change actually redirected your life toward something better? That's the hidden gift of impermanence. Every ending carries within it the seed of a new beginning. The sixth secret is something Buddhism considers essential, and it's about taking care of your mind and body as if they were sacred. Because they are. You only get one mind and one body in this lifetime, and how you treat them determines the quality of everything you experience. Taking care of your mind means being intentional about what you feed it. Just like your body needs healthy food, your mind needs healthy input. If you spend hours consuming negative news, toxic social media, and content that makes you feel anxious or inadequate, your mind will reflect that. But if you fill your mental space with things that inspire you, uplift you, and help you grow, your entire inner world transforms. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for mental health that exists, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Even sitting quietly for 5 or 10 minutes a day, focusing on your breathing, watching your thoughts come and go without getting caught up in them, this simple practice can reduce anxiety, improve your focus, and create a deep sense of inner calm that stays with you throughout the day. Taking care of your body is equally important. Movement, nutrition, and rest are the 3 pillars. You don't need to run marathons or follow extreme diets. Simple daily movement like walking, stretching, or gentle yoga can do wonders. Eating whole, nourishing foods gives your body the fuel it needs to function well. And sleep, which so many people sacrifice in our busy world, is absolutely essential for both physical and mental well-being. When your mind is clear and your body feels good, everything in life gets easier. Your emotions become more manageable. Your energy increases. Your relationships improve because you're showing up as your best self. Self-care isn't selfish. It's the foundation that everything else is built upon. Now here's the 7th and final secret, and this is the one I told you about at the beginning. This is the one that most people get completely wrong, and it might be the most important thing you hear today. It's this: The deepest happiness comes not from what you get, but from what you give. Our entire culture is built around getting. Get more money, get more stuff, get more attention, get more followers. And none of it leads to lasting happiness. You already know this from experience. Think about the last thing you bought that you were really excited about. How long did that excitement last? A few days, maybe a week? Then it faded and you were already looking for the next thing to fill the void. But think about a time when you genuinely helped someone. Maybe you listened to a friend who was going through a hard time. Maybe you volunteered for something meaningful. Maybe you did something kind for a stranger without expecting anything back. Remember how that felt? There's a warmth that comes from giving that nothing else can replicate. It fills you up in a way that receiving never does. Buddhism calls this selfless giving, or dana, and it considers it one of the highest practices. But here's the important part. True giving has no strings attached. You don't give to look good. You don't give to feel superior. You don't give expecting something in return. You give because it's the natural expression of a heart that understands we're all connected. When one person suffers, we all feel it. When one person is lifted up, we all benefit. And generosity isn't just about money or material things. Sometimes the most generous thing you can do is give someone your time, your full attention, your patience, or your forgiveness. These gifts cost nothing, but they mean everything. When you start living with an open, giving heart, something shifts inside you. The constant hunger for more starts to quiet down. You stop measuring your worth by what you have and start feeling it through what you share. A deep sense of purpose and connection takes root, and with it comes a happiness that doesn't depend on circumstances, a happiness that no one can take from you. So let me bring all of this together for you. Happiness isn't a destination you arrive at someday when everything finally falls into place. Happiness is a daily practice. It's choosing gratitude over complaint. It's investing in people over possessions. It's being present instead of distracted. It's pursuing purpose over perfection. It's embracing change instead of fearing it. It's caring for your mind and body with intention, and it's giving freely from the fullness of your heart. These 7 teachings from Buddhist wisdom aren't just nice ideas. They're a roadmap to a life of genuine peace, meaning, and joy. And the beautiful thing is, you can start right now, not tomorrow, not next month. Right now, in this very moment. I want you to pick just one of these secrets, the one that resonated with you the most, and commit to practicing it this week. Just one small step. That's all it takes to begin transforming your life from the inside out. If this message touched your heart today, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Buddhism Focused for more content like this. We're here every day sharing timeless wisdom to help you live with more calmness, courage, and compassion. Share this video with someone you care about who might need to hear these words today, because sometimes a single message at the right time can change a person's entire life. Until next time, may you walk through your days with a peaceful heart, an open mind, and the quiet confidence that everything you need for happiness is already within you. Take care of yourself and stay peaceful.